The third thing I want to say is not really a tip, it's more like advice. It's how do you decide how many people you want to stay with? Okay, this one would be more for future batches because I'm sure your current batch would have already chosen who you want to stay with. My house has 6 people, and usually the teachers in Singapore, in NTU, they always say the best would be 2 to 3 people, or at most 4 people. But because my house, we want to save money, so 6 of us stayed together. A lot of our seniors, I don't think they share rooms, but my batch, some of us are sharing rooms. Like I'm sharing a room with my roommate. I wasn't even actually that close to my roommate before coming, but we can make things work. How you want to decide on whether you are able to live with so many people or you want to be more like private and have your own room, it really depends on your personality, because if you want to stay with so many people, you would be living with people with different habits, and you would have to give and take, because sometimes the things that you do other people cannot understand, or they can't live with it. You might have to change it, or they might have to change the way they look at you. So it really depends on what kind of person you are, whether you are able to compromise. For our house, we are really quite compromising because, I mean, maybe we're just nice people, haha. And one thing that we did before coming was to decide who would take charge of collecting money for certain things, like rent. We have someone who collects money for rent. We have someone who collects money for the electricity bills and the water bills. And then we have someone who collects money for the Wi-Fi and for gas and water. So water, there's 2 things. One is drinking water, which you have to get separately because the water in Beijing is very alkaline and you don't really want to be drinking from the taps unless you get a filter, which some of my friends did. But then if you don't get a filter, you would be buying bottles of water. I mean, you order them, which is like, I think 19 or 20 liters. Yeah. And then there would be someone who collects money for food. Yeah, and then if you have other expenses that you need people to collect money for, you can also discuss that with your roommates if you want to be more organized about this. Yeah. And then another thing that is good about staying with so many people is that there are 7 days of the week, and because there are 6 of us, we each take one day to cook dinner. We used to cook like in pairs, so we had to cook twice a week, but nowadays we find that it's so easy to just cook on our own, and then it's really nice when you only need to cook once a week. Lunch, we just cook for ourselves, which is also partially because sometimes you want to eat out, and also the same rule goes for sweeping the floor, keeping the house clean, like cleaning the toilet or mopping the floor. For sweeping, we do it every day. So, no, we do it every day except Sunday. So, each of us sweeps the whole common area. I mean, of course, only the common area is included. You just take care of your own room. So, the common area, we take turns every day. We mop the floor once every week, and we clean the toilet once every week. Oh, and there's also plates to wash after dinner. So each of us just takes one day to wash. Yeah. Okay, so number 4 is the weather here. So in winter, we have the heater, but the heater only comes on, I think, after the temperature drops under a certain degree, maybe like 5 degrees or 0 degrees. I can't remember which. But before that happens, you will be freezing like mad at home. So it would be good to get like a little heater, electrical heater. They usually call it a 小太阳. Yeah. Or you can just get really, really warm clothing. And this is going to happen also when winter is ending, because they turn off the heaters and then it gets kind of cold. But then before this happens, because the temperature is kind of like getting warmer, you will feel a bit stuffy because the heater is still on, but then it's quite warm already. So yeah, it might get stuffy, but then at night it's still gonna be cold. So this time the winter was all right for me. I think it was around, the lowest was maybe -2 degrees. I was all right wearing just 3 layers. So I had my normal shirt inside, and then a jacket, and then the big jacket outside. Yeah, and then I had a thin jacket, and then everyone was thinking, how come I wasn't feeling cold? But actually, that jacket is quite, it keeps me warm. It's good material. Yeah, so it -2 degrees is all right, and most of the time you are going to be in class or at home, unless you go out really often, like you are really happening outside. Then yeah, you might want to get a better jacket or something. And then when summer comes, it's not gonna be a very smooth transition. It's gonna be quite sudden, and you're going to be feeling really, really hot at home. So either you get a really good fan, or you can just turn on your air conditioner. So if you want to get an idea of how hot it gets here, it's now July. No, it's now June. It's now June, and it's about 36 was the highest it got to. Now it's maybe 33, and I'm feeling really, really warm. But then because our house, we save money, so we don't turn off the air conditioner and we just use the fan. Yeah. I heard it would be hotter in July, but then in August it would be quite alright, I think. But then I don't remember how hot it was in August for real, because that time we used the air conditioner. Yeah, so let's see, we'll see. So now let's talk about food. So where do I usually get my groceries? I usually get them from the aunties at the roadside. And in winter, that is really a good idea because their veggies are really quite cheap compared to Kafu or Umei, which is a bit further from my house. Yeah, Umei is a bit further from my house. It's called Umart in English. The prices are kind of comparable to Kafu, but still in the winter, the roadside aunties selling their veggies are still more affordable, I think. Yeah. But then in the summer, it's when you want to get food that is more well packaged. Yeah. Because in the summer, there's going to be a lot of worms, caterpillars, and flies everywhere. There's mosquitoes here also. There's a lot of cockroaches, but we don't see cockroaches in our food. So yeah, don't worry about that. So if you get them from the aunties, because their food is quite exposed to the air and all that, the roadside aunties I'm talking about, yeah, you will be looking at a lot of insects. Either you get the non-leafy veggies like carrots or potatoes, or like those legumes which are like beans. Mushrooms are fine, and just don't get cauliflower and broccoli because the worms hide in there really well. Corn is also alright, but we have seen worms in corn as well. So yeah, but I think corn might be a summer thing because the corn in summer tastes a lot better. And then in the winter we also got corn, but then there were worms in it. So yeah, maybe corn is a summer thing. Yeah. And then recently there's a new store that popped up near our house, so it's good to look out for new places to shop at for your groceries. And the new place that popped up, it has really, really cheap veggies and fruits. I'm a vegan, so I don't know about the meat, but I think they should also be cheaper, but I shouldn't be talking about that because I'm vegan. There is also some of the fruit stalls, not the roadside stalls, the fruit stalls. Sometimes they are actually cheaper than the roadside stalls. especially in summer I find them cheaper, but in winter somehow the roadside stores get cheaper. Just be auntie and then compare prices. Yeah, but they're all really affordable. One thing is if you pay by 支付宝, which is an app, you can get extra data, which is always like 10 MB. And where do I get my rice and toilet paper and some of the daily necessities? I usually get them from 一号店 or I get it from Taobao. So 一号店 is an app that you can download. Taobao is also, yeah, everyone knows Taobao. Their rice is actually cheaper there as compared to Carrefour, and they deliver to your doorstep, so it's a good option. So I pay $27.90 per 5 kg. Not that I pay for it. I share the cost with my housemates. Another tip is to buy in bulk. So you can buy it during 2 times of the year, which is 11th November, which they call the 双棍节, and then the other time is 6/18, which is June 18th. My god, I have problems thinking about dates. So they always have this 200 or 300 minus $30 or $20. So for this time I got rice, and it made up to about 24 renminbi for each bag, which is 5 kg. And then I'm really auntie about this. Okay, so now that I've been talking about a few apps, let's talk about apps in general. So there are a few apps that you have to get when you are in China or when you are in Beijing. So number one, Taobao. It's where you can get almost everything. Like when you get here, some of the houses, they don't have furniture. So what some of my friends did was they got their furniture from Taobao. And it's also where you're going to get your stationery or notebooks, your clothes. You can get anything from Taobao. But the bad thing about Taobao is that you can't pay by WeChat. You have to only pay by Alipay, which sometimes is a bit annoying because for WeChat, you can only withdraw a total of 1,000 renminbi. And for me, because I have a habit of not leaving things in my wallet, in my WeChat wallet, so I withdrew the money from there too many times, and then when I wanted to withdraw, they told me that I have to pay an extra amount just to withdraw. So the only other way to get rid of that money is to spend it. So because I can't do it on Taobao, so I have to find other ways, which you can actually do it quite easily because many places allow you to pay by WeChat. Like even roadside aunties, they have the QR code for you to scan, and you can also pay your bills from there. Like we pay our water bills and I think gas bills using WeChat.